Sports Bill.
Raw Sports Radio, man. We back again with another video, man, for y'all. Hope y'all entertained. Come in, join the chat, leave your comments. You know, if you want the link, we'll give you the link as well. We'll put that in the chat in a minute. So, yeah, stay tuned in. We got a couple topics we want to go over, man. The new college football bill, college football sports bill, and we want to go over, of course, the playoffs that's going on right now. So stay tuned in, man. We got televised TV on here, man, Harlem World. So, yeah, so stay locked in. Here we go, man. Hey. Fellas, what's good? Travel Lives, what's good, bro?
Man, living.
What's good? Hey, so fellas, check this out though, man. I'm gonna mute y'all while I read this for background noise purposes. And look, so there's a new bill, man. I don't know if you heard about it, Trav. It's a new college sports bill that will limit transfers and coach movement and prevent Big Ten and SEC Super League. All right. It starts off with this bill. It says that the bill, it was introduced Wednesday by U.S. Senator Ted Cruz and Maria Cantel. It said it would grant the NCAA a limited antitrust exception that would allow it to enforce rules around transfers and eligibility without facing challenges from state and local courts. Additionally, the bill seeks to end. The bill seeks to end the practice of college football coaches changing teams before the end of the season and prevent the creation of SEC and Big Ten Super Leagues, while proposing an amendment to the Sports Broadcasting Act of 1961 that would require schools to offer free local broadcasting of football and basketball games if they choose to pool in media rights. So that's in a nutshell. But getting down to the details, man. Let's start off with this first one on this bulletin. It says only one transfer. I want to know what y'all feel. It says only one free transfer. For only one free transfer, the bill would allow athletes to transfer once without penalty, but would force athletes to sit out a year if they transfer a second time. Athletes would be allowed to transfer a second time without penalty. However, if they are a graduate transfer, their head coach leaves for another school, their sport is discontinued at their school, or they are a victim of sexual assault or harassment by an individual associated with their team. So that's the exception to the rule. That's what will give them a second free transfer. So what do y'all, how y'all feel? How you feel about this new transfer rule, Trav, as far as the, you know what I'm saying, the transfer rules of, you know, the first one being freebie, and then the second one, you got to sit a year out unless provided one of those exceptions to the rules that they name. How you feel about that, bro?
Yeah, I don't like that rule right there. I think they ought to be able to transfer much as they want to. Why should they have to pay?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, Harlem, he on the screen. Yeah, go ahead, Trav. Into the clip, man.
Yeah, I was just why should they have to pay to transfer a second time?
Yeah. All right, that's it.
That's crazy. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, hey, Harlem, you up, bro? How you feel about that new one? The only one free transfer rule.
It seems like we getting punished for the bullshit that Lane Kiffin done pulled, and it's another one. He was down in Texas from the USC situation, you know, and I figured if you're gonna punish somebody, you need to punish the parties that started this shit, because we already being punished as a minority, basically. You know, that Coach Prime linked us in, and he got started with the transfer portal. He got a Heisman Trophy winner. He put a college football team back on the map. But the fact that he is a minority, you know, and I don't want to throw the race card, but it is what it is. Nobody really worried about this when it was somebody white. But when it comes down to us, because Coach Prime transferred from Jackson State, everybody made a big old stink because they wanted to see him fail. He didn't fail. He succeeded. Not only with Travis Hunter, but with his son as well. And they're showing you the advantages of the NIL and the transfer portal. But, the NCAA being traditionalists, you know what I'm saying? And my comment is, if it's not white, it's not right. And that's how they playing it. But they want to, and then the fact that Senator Cruz, and he's from Florida, correct?
Yeah.
Senator Cruz is from Florida. The Gators ain't really doing too much of nothing. And that's sitting bad with a lot of people that's invested big money in the school and all that. But you know how the college football scene is. If you got the money, you're going to make the show. Point blank, period.
All right. Hey.
I just think that's targeted towards us, period.
Right. All right. So look, man, hey, my opinion on it is I feel like the only one transfer rule, it ain't too bad, man. I kind of did, I don't feel the way you feel, Trav. I don't feel the, what I'm saying? It ain't, what I'm saying? It's just one, they not limiting you to transfer. They just trying to stop all of the movement. And like my man D'Angelo was saying, that, a lot of those players don't even get second team. So they saving them for their own self-destruction. You get the first one free, you should know, what program, what fit you gonna be with. So the second time, you're gonna need a year to sit out and think about your choices and your future and what you're doing, you know what I mean? So I don't think it's a bad rule, man. I kind of like it, to be honest with you. Because all this transfer shit is crazy. You know what I mean? And go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man.
All right, so what if a player, he start off, he a freshman. He go to a school, that coach leave. That's why he went there. So he transferred, go to another school. Same thing happened.
Well, look, your question is
because the player going there because the coach recruited him. He went there for the coach, knowing he was gonna be able to get playing time. So another coach come in, he might have his players he want to play, and you on the bench, so you might want to transfer again.
Well, look, I think your question, they answered your question in the article. They said those are the rules, the exceptions to the rule. You know what I mean? So,
if the coach leaves.
If the coach leaves, granted, it's a situation where you get assaulted, you know what I'm saying, or essayed, or there's some kind of harassment by an individual on the team. That's the exception to the rule. You know what I mean? So.
Okay.
So, in an event of a Ricky Incognito situation with, the other dude down in Miami Dolphins, but if that happened in the college world, that's offering a little protection and an exception to the rule also. So yeah, man. Yeah. So so this next rule, right? Here's the next one. It said 5 and 5 eligibility. It says, so the bill would allow all college athletes to play 5 full seasons in their sport within a 5-year window that starts the year they graduate high school or their 19th birthday, whichever occurs first. So it says that 5-year window would include exceptions for active duty service, pregnancy, for female athletes, religious missions, and such as Mormons and everything, and other periods of absence adopted rule or by law by an intercollegiate athletic association that applies uniformly to all student athletes. So with that being said, the 5-year eligibility rule, and being that, it starts as soon as you graduate high school or your 19th birthday, so you can't stall it. Do you like that rule right there? You know what I'm saying, Trav? How you like that rule right there, though? That's fair.
Yeah, I like that rule. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's good, but I got one question though.
Go ahead, finish, Trav. Go ahead. You next, Harlem.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
We
sorry.
just do little comments, you know what I'm saying? Baby, you know what I'm saying? I can't take over his mic. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, like I say, that's a good rule right there. I don't think they need them old ass players out there playing with them kids, guys 25, 26 years old, playing with 19 to 20-year-old. I mean, they ain't made it by
That's
nowadays. They ain't gonna make it.
Facts.
true.
You done cooking?
Yeah,
Yes,
then
sir.
like
True.
then you know, it's
We'll
like
get the
an
fuck out the
advantage. It's like
stove.
an
We'll
advantage.
get
It's
the
like
fuck
an
out the
advantage too for
you
older
cook and get
guys
out the
because
grill, nigga.
they been around too long, so it's easier for them to play good against the
Yeah.
younger guys.
Right.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
think my man Harlem got something to say about that. Harlem, what you got to say about that, man?
Hey, Trev, to piggyback off what you saying, I get the 5-year rule. It's cool and all, but what if you suffer a major injury in that period? You know, like you tear ACL or you tear you rupture your Achilles. Will that be held against you, or can you know? Would that qualify up under those the criteria for that bill? You know, as far as getting a chance to play, you
It
know,
doesn't
as
elaborate on
as as it's already been stated.
it.
That's the
Doesn't
only
elaborate
thing.
on it.
That's the only part where I'm stuck.
Nah, injuries, man. You know they give you a year for injury grace. Pretty much, that's what they're saying. Other than that, if you ain't healthy, then you don't need to be going to the next level anyway.
Right.
Hey, but
Exactly.
hey, you got something on this, or you? That's pretty much it. That's what you wanted to say.
You know, my whole thing about it though, it just I don't know why I can't get it out of my system. But when you it seems like when you break it down, it's more pressure on us, black student athlete, than it is John Doe.
I don't
You
know,
know,
bro.
it's hard.
I'm willing to get with where you're going, but it's kind of a reach at this point. I got to get a little closer first. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Right.
yeah. And this says, you know what I'm saying, like so. Me, man, as far as the bill, the you know what I'm saying, I respect this 5-year eligibility rule. I mean, you shouldn't be playing around in college. Anyways, 5 years, but you're gonna be a grown 30-year-old fucking around with these 21, with these 19-year-old girls, 18-year-old. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No,
And
that
so,
ain't cool.
yeah, that ain't cool.
That's not cool at
We don't
all.
want these Chris Leaks out there and no Ben Roethlisbergers in college. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Right.
like it says, man, I understand. I respect the Mormon mission. I respect guys that's in the military academy and everything, so forth. In fact, my team UNCW, shout out to the Dub Nation. We got title time. We got a guy that just came through the portal, man, from doing a military mission. So we got him for 1 year eligibility. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see that rule affecting him as well. That's a good rule. Pregnancy, you know, whatever, for the female athletes, which I get that also.
Right.
And it kind of limits the Kirk-Cinetti advantages of having those 6-year seniors. You know what I'm saying, in the program. Yeah.
That
So
part I don't agree with.
it don't quite,
5 is cool.
kill his strategy, but it limited it to 5, which I like. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't got a problem with it like you and Trav do.
No, not at
I
all.
feel like
You
pro
can't
players,
figure it out.
if you're gonna be a pro at the next level and you can't play against these overgrown seniors, you ain't got a shot. And these seniors, these overgrown seniors, they can't make it in the league. So if you can't make it, you can't play against them, then you don't need to be in the league. Straight like
Not
that.
at all.
That's how I feel.
Not at all.
Yeah,
You got to come to the show ready.
All right.
Don't get ready. Be ready.
Be ready. So this next one, man, is ineligibility, right? It says the bill would allow the NCAA to deem athletes ineligible for using illegal or performance-enhancing drugs or gambling on sports, and for a school to deem an athlete ineligible for violating this code of conduct that applies to all students. Athletes who have been paid to play professionally would not be eligible to play college sports. Though athletes outside of football and basketball would be eligible to earn prize money for competing in professional events as long as the prize money is provided only by the sponsor of the event, and that sponsor is not connected to the NCAA institution. Now, shit, we said I think I got it in reach for you. Now I'm gonna go ahead and let you, you know what I'm saying, take us home with this one, man. How do you feel about that rule, in the eligibility rule? And if you want me to highlight it, I go ahead back and highlight it. And it said athletes who have been paid to play professionally will not be eligible to play college sports. Though athletes outside of football and basketball will be eligible to earn prize money for competing in professional events as long as the prize money is, you know what I mean, such outside of football and basketball. Alley hoop.
Man, it's good to go, but my thing is, we all know that the betting and stuff it's been going on. It ain't a campus in this country that I know of where you don't have guys, you know, that get together, random student athletes or whatever, and you know, little football game, little up the ante, you know, simple little bet. You know, they saying that's a problem. You know, my thing is, you know, you got enough going on with all the other rules and guidelines that's set at that said university. You know what I'm saying? Each university has a different set of rules. But I mean, the gambling, you know what I'm saying? We can't hide that. It's prevalent on all college campuses, be it male or female. You know, everybody trying to get their money on. So my thing is, you know, if you're gonna fleece it, be thorough with it. Be thorough with it. That's all I got to say on that. Be thorough with it, be fair, and I can rock with it. But any kind of discrepancies, you know what I'm saying, got to speak on it.
Okay.
You know, change ain't gonna happen if it ain't a voice. If it ain't no voice, you know, point blank period. You got to have a voice.
Real spill. Hey, Trav, what you feel about that though, man?
I mean, it's a good rule or whatever, but you know, it ain't gonna stop gambling from happening as far as from the players or coaches or whoever it is, staff members, people at the school. It ain't gonna stop that.
But hey, don't forget it mentions steroid usage as well. So you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, cause that get them an advantage. It's the same thing in pro, whatever level.
Right. And look, so man, I see like the bill is, you know, in front of me. Yeah, they definitely need to test students for these college students for banned substances, or you know, those kind of substances, man, that you know that are forbidden. Especially those 6-year seniors and 5th-year seniors in Indiana who possibly own that. The Euro guys, they definitely love to use. Yeah, bro, and Quadras kept the Euro players. They definitely love to use banned substances and stuff because of the way they do medical things over there, man. They know how to get away with a lot of things and hide things, man. So, yeah. So I agree with that. You know what I mean? And I hope it is going to be a thorough testing, so nobody can get an advantage. But also on the other end, why is it that you can earn professional money outside in college as long as it's not in football, you're not participating in football and basketball? But like my man Harlan was alluded to earlier, y'all only seem to target and, you know, punish and try to, you know, control and you know, and punish and you know, the sports where blacks and, you know what I'm saying, and minorities play in, as far as like, you know, basketball and football. Why is it that if you play any other sport, you're allowed to make professional money and come back and be eligible and everything? But if you're playing college football or basketball, you can't. You know what I'm saying? That's the hypocrisy right there, bro. That's a double standard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then on top of that, man, so that's really crazy. That's really bogus as fuck, man. It's egregious, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's right, you know, This shit egregious. They're gonna need to modify this bill
Yeah, they're gonna have to
when it
put
comes
it.
to eligibility, because I wouldn't vote for it just because of that purpose right there. Why is it just because of, why are you allowed to do it if you're not in college, if you're not participating in football or basketball, which are predominantly black and black students. So yeah, man, that's the only thing I don't like about that bill. That part right there is going to need to be modified. But other than that, the enhancing drugs and everything like that, paying for play, that's been going on as is. The rules apply. You get caught, you out, bro. That's what it is. Hey, what you were saying, Harlem, though?
I just,
Anybody chime in?
that's my thing, with that rule, it seems like we being targeted. But as you notice, we have blacks that are excelling in the sports that we're not supposed to excel in. And I get the rule, I get what they trying to do, but it still seems like in the long term, we're gonna be the ones that suffer the most.
Mm-hmm.
Because that basically eliminates us from any kind of bread. And it's billions of dollars out there in this. And you basically saying you can't, but you can go out and recruit us to these schools and pay us to go to these schools, but we can't make no side money.
Right.
And the thing about that is, the white student athlete, they got their legal team, they got their management team and all, and I shout out to Shador. He had all that together, so nobody could really say anything. But what about the rest of those athletes that have potential like Shador, are the ones that's yet to be determined, that haven't even set foot on the campus, but everybody's got the spotlight on them.
Yeah, bro, hey, that's crazy. Like you said, man, you shouldn't be able to control how somebody, and
right, how they make their money. Just basically, I done made the school $10 million, but you worried about me making a couple $100,000.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to control college sports, man. I know Trav would agree. College sports is basically pro sports, bro. You're getting paid, you're a paid athlete. So let them kids make tons of money, let them make money how they want to. I feel like they should be able to go to the draft. If they're not eligible, if they don't make it, they don't get drafted, they should be able to return to school.
Right. Use one of them 5 years of eligibility. Come back.
But to go play in the G League, go make some money there, like in the G League, and then try to return back to college. Like,
no.
You know what I'm saying? Baylor, no. I don't know about that. That might be a stretch, though. I don't know about that.
No, that's kind of pushing the envelope. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this. Once you've signed that pro contract, your amateur career is done.
Right. Taking up somebody else.
Once you put that ink down, that's it. Give somebody else a chance. Don't steal an opportunity from somebody.
Don't steal an opportunity.
Accept your decision.
Right, like go play overseas or something, right?
Yeah, go to Israel, Italy, somewhere. You knew what you were doing when you inked that paper. You thinking about the signing bonus and all this and that. But see, you got to go through all of that with a fine-tooth comb, which means if you're not mentally stable to handle your business like that, get your team together.
And look, bro, and this is another thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna pick it back off that. I don't like that rule because, even though they don't address it on this bill, is because guys like Lane Kiffin is benefiting off of, not Lane Kiffin, my bad. Guys like Will Wade is benefiting off that. He getting Euro players, professional players to come play in college. He couldn't recruit nobody. I don't know if it's because of what's going on with the dispute between the NAACP and all of that. The political side of things is affecting his recruiting, or is he just a slime ball and players don't trust him no more? But he's starting to get players from overseas and everything, and bring them into college, man. You know what I mean? Taking a spot from my college kid.
Right.
And
That's
he
what I'm
really,
saying.
really
You bringing
stretching the
all
rule. He taking the Kurt Cinetti to another level.
man.
So yeah, bro. With that being said, man, I gotta get the scoop on you, y'all, man. What y'all feel about this though? Trav, this one right here. Check this one out. The Lane Kiffin rule. It says the bill would prevent FBS football coaches from leaving teams before the end of the season to become the coach at another school, informally dubbed the Lane Kiffin rule in reference to the former Ole Miss coach's departure to LSU before last year's college football playoff. The legislation would prevent coaches from accepting a job or starting to work for another school before the end of their team season. Violators of the rule would be ineligible to coach for the following season. True, I like that one. Hey, Trav, well, how you feel about that one, bro? Click on that one. Hey, Trav, what you say to that?
Yeah, I like that rule. But I have seen it where the team gone to get rid of the coach. Sometimes it don't be the coach. A lot of times the coach be still want to coach if they got a bowl game or they might be in the playoff. But a lot of times it be the team that they be mad because they leaving and they'll send them on pack.
Yeah.
But I like that rule. But I mean, it's already the end of the season. They should at least have the respect. Just gone play, gone get them players a chance to win the last few games of the season, and then we move on.
You heard me?
You up. I hear you, bro. What's up? Speak on
it. That's exact. I'm feeling Trav on that whole point, but I'm saying the way Lane Kiffin pulled it, they should have fined LSU and Ole Miss should have been able to recoup some of that money. Because basically Lane knew that, okay, I done got burnt out on this situation. I'm gonna move on to the next one. They gonna give it to me because my name's out there. I'm known. And see, I don't think you should have that privilege. You need to get slapped on the hand just like everybody else. Just like everybody else. And I'm saying the way I'm not hating on the man for earning his money, but it's a right and a wrong way to do it. And then when you involve in a lot of young men's lives, you know what I'm saying? They riding off the fact that you're going to be here.
Right.
And you're going to help them get to that draft and put you in a position to win. But if you bailing out after 2 or 3 years and you done signed a 4 or 5 year deal worth $50 or $60 million, yeah, you need to return some of that bread to the school that you left hanging like that. Because I believe had he not pulled that stunt that he did, Ole Miss probably would have made it to the game because it wouldn't have been a distraction. Even though they played through all of that, just imagine how it'd been if they didn't have that on the table.
All right. Yeah. Hey, look, check this out. I like the rule. I like the rule. Hey, listen up, man. You Deion Sanders fans, he's one of the main reasons I love this rule. Like Chad said, this shit is a distraction. Whenever, like, even on the other side of the organizations or the college, the institutions, they're gonna fire the coaches before the end of the season. But I like this rule because y'all can't hire a coach before the end of the season. So that means you got to keep your coach.
You got to deal with you.
You got to keep your coach, or you got to promote the assistant if it's that bad. But I also like this rule for guys like, not only for Lane Kiffin, but you know what I'm saying. But luckily they was able to get a coach just as good, comparable. You know what I'm saying, to come back and replace LSU. I mean Lane Kiffin. But I also like this move because of guys like Deion Sanders pulling fuck ass moves right before the championship game and walking out on his team and turning his back on them to go teach a PWI, a white, big university. He wanted to get that, that white zaddy money over there in Colorado, and he left them young gentlemen, them young brothers high and dry down there in Mississippi. I don't like that type of shit. So this one hit home for me. And this shit, Roosters coming
I
back
get
to
that.
or you fuck ass Colorado or Deion. No, not you, Colorado. You Deion Sanders nut suckers out there, teabagging ass motherfuckers. Boy,
I get that. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, when Prime got that big money from Colorado, he should have sent some back to JSU. But you know, my thing is, he said he was doing it for the culture and this, that, and the other. That part I ain't buying, bro. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense.
Shit, what was he gonna send back? This the open round. Everybody already went one time on this topic, so we could just cut each other off from this one open round. But yeah, this inclusion round. But listen, so what you mean? He should have sent money back. Deion gave them motherfuckers money.
Well, yeah.
Deion did,
true, but
he did everything right pretty much, except for quitting on his team before the end of the season, and
putting
that's
God's
the only
name
flaw in it. Putting God, actually, he accused somebody of stealing his debit card, credit cards, and all of that information, which was a lie. That was his moving team. He ain't come clear it up. And then the third one was when which was really the first one. He said God told him to come to JSU and all of that, and that he was going to turn the conference around like he's about to be some. What was the dude, Eddie Robinson or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, they sent you to Alabama to go to a degree, and it's the things they get. Bro, you couldn't even have the decency to finish out the season.
He can't hold a thumbnail up to the late great Eddie Robinson. No. Nah, you playing with yourself, and you playing with a lot of black people that know. We ain't even gonna get on that.
And I love Deion. That's why the shit broke my heart. But I don't love that motherfucker more than I love the kids, man. I'm sorry, bro.
No, the kids come first, and that should have been the approach he took. But you know, going to Jackson State, nobody really, you know what I'm saying? This was just, you know, we gonna see what you gonna do. We trusting in you. We gonna give you this chance. We gonna give you this platform. We gonna give you this opportunity.
Right.
And the only issue I have is how you left him. You should have finished that deal and left during the off season gracefully. Step down.
All players leave early though. All coaches leave their contract early, but at least finish out the rest. You know what I'm saying? He did come back. He did come back and coach out the rest of the season. He came back and coached out the rest of the season, right? But he caused the commotion and all the ruckus before the end of the season.
Yeah, that's stress on the players.
He said God told you to be there, and all of a sudden when the PWI come calling, you know what I'm saying? You go running. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, all that shit
God told
is unnecessary, bro. You ain't have to do all that preaching, bro.
No,
you know
not for real.
You know what I'm saying? He already took one of your toes from you, bro. You better get your shit right, man. Stop.
Right, he gonna take your whole foot. You can't use the Lord's name in vain. You can't use it in vain. And see the way you stated that, you can't play with God like that.
You can't play with God like that. Talking about God told him to do that.
God put you in He put you in the position to be who you are. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm
guessing he got a link.
Hey, yo, we gotta put you in the know, man. We got a thing on here, man. We call Deion Sanders the mascot.
Man,
he went to Colorado to be a mascot, bro. Have you ever seen Deion Sanders coaching that team, bro? Keep it a buck. Every time they're in a critical position, he'd give them a motivational speech one-on-one or some shit like that. But you have never seen Deion Sanders coach the huddle, man. Or make plays or make changes, audibles, step in like Nick Saban or somebody.
No, he was playing that on the fly.
He will step in. Bro, he was over there looking pitiful, bro, like a mascot, bro. I was like, this nigga making
I'm gonna tell you who was more of a coach, and everybody didn't respect him, but true to it, Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp.
Yeah, Eddie George too.
Yeah, he felt play. Yeah, but Warren, I would say Eddie George definitely, man. He went to a PWI, rightfully so. He He came in quiet, left quiet. Come in loud, you gonna leave loud, man.
Right.
Yeah.
You gotta you say you a leader. Show me. Now you know, just
He a
off the
bleeder, man. He
record,
a bleeder.
somebody
He ain't no leader. He ain't no leader. He a bleeder. Yeah.
yeah. Now somebody I truly
Prime
would
time.
like to see doing that is Ray Lewis. If somebody's ever built to coach a team, I would say Ray Lewis or Ed Reed. I think they're highly of them. I think they could make a difference just because of where they came from.
I did a video on Ed Reed ass too, man. That shit got deleted. Me and me and Nate the Great. Shout out to Nate, man. We was that shit. The sound got fucked up, man. Basically, just like the Dion joint, but the sound got really. It was muted, man. But Ed Reed, man, he ain't have to do that to that unit to that school, man. Putting them on blast. Like my man said, he's like, bro, you trying to get to them, you trying to devalue them and get them in trouble, get them inspected, so the Jewish people could take over that university. That's what he was saying. I don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Every one of these weeks we'll get him on there to talk about it. But, yeah,
you should have been trying to get some donations. You should have been trying to get donations.
Donations and stuff.
Talking about the Jewish people taking over what the U?
But hold on. He was though, Trav. He was. He already had his sponsors. They just couldn't take.
I think he ain't have enough.
Shit. Yeah, you right, but
wow.
He had enough, bro. He had everything. It's just that how he went about. You know, he put them at risk, bro. Come out there airing their business out like that. He can get that whole university shut down, man. They said mold and all that.
Yeah, that shit fucked up. I saw that shit.
Right, but would you say that?
I said, damn.
But would you have said that? Would you vocalize that in the public, bro, in the media?
Nah, he shouldn't have did that.
Man,
he should have just quietly just tried to get some money, get help to try to help the school.
Right, and then you know the president, he came out and responded and said we ain't have time, bullshit. But you know what I'm saying? He said it because of the hurricane and all of this and that. All right, bro, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Ed Reed was right, but Ed Reed, I agree more with the. Well, I don't agree with neither one of them, but I have to, you know what I'm saying, go against Ed Reed on that one, even though I know he was right. But he just wasn't.
And then if the hurricane tore shit up, they would have got money from the government to fix that shit.
Mm-hmm. He said they had two of them back to back. I don't know what he was talking about. He was just typical ass. They
still would have got money to rebuild.
Right.
Man, it's too many football fans in that state for them not to have the bread to do that, especially in Florida. You gotta tell me something I don't know. It's too much bread down there. And then if you break all three of the big schools down in there, Miami, that's our school. Florida, right. Florida State, those are their schools.
Right.
Even though we populate 3/4 of that damn locker room, that's still their school.
All right. So peep this, man. Moving on. Right. So peep this, bro. The salary cap enforcement. We got about let me see. Yeah, about 3 more rules to go over. 3 more rule changes. They say, all right, so this is the salary cap enforcement. It says the bill seeks to close loopholes that allow schools to circumvent the revenue sharing cap by setting up third-party NIL deals for their athletes through their corporate sponsors. The bill would not prevent third-party NIL deals that meet a valid business purpose and a commensurate with the compensation paid to individuals with a similar profile, reputation, or notability who are not student athletes or prospective student athletes. The bill would, excuse me, man, I'm all over the place, man. The bill would prohibit conferences that made more than $1 million in 2025, aka the Big Ten and SEC, from merging to form a super league separate from other FBS conferences. Man, I'm glad. I mean, glad. But yeah, man. But that right there, the salary cap. I mean, it's not really clear, man. But it's saying it's trying to, you know what I'm saying, it's basically trying to regulate the shit, the cap. It's trying to regulate the cap. And they saying who your NIL parties can be. They got to be legitimate and valid business partners. Man, I don't know how I feel about that, man. Hey, man,
I can tell you how I feel about it. It sounds like somebody trying to watch my pocket. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
What you think about that, Trev? Don't it sound like somebody watching your pocket?
Yeah, that's what they trying to do, but they already know them schools connected with different companies, you know, so them players still gonna get their money. They ain't gonna stop that.
Exactly. So if y'all want to put it down to legitimate, that's crazy.
That's another point, right? So that brings to the next question. Like, okay, so if they catch the players doing it, who gets punished for it? Is it it should be the university? Is it the player?
Right, instead of the player?
It should be the university because they set that up. The player ain't set that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow you're gonna try to find a way to punish the player.
Oh yeah.
But I had a crazy ass idea. You said as long as it's legit, the university ain't got nothing to say about it, right?
Yeah.
I would like to see Rich Paul. I would like to see Rich Paul visit all the power basketball conferences and hand out his business card. You know, just they could be doing internships so they can be like Rich Paul or whatever and get paid that money. Then will y'all have a problem with it then? It's legit. You can see he owns most of the NBA. So, I mean, are we gonna have questions if we figure out a way to do it like that? Are y'all still gonna try to
change the rules,
keep your hands on our pockets or prohibit us from breaking bread?
Right. Yep. That's fair. Hey, look, and this next
or the
one,
LeBron James Foundation. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of us out here that could do something about that. Mike, if Mike was to spearhead that and just have a coalition of just prominent black male athletes from all the sports, you know what I'm saying? They had their own board, like Kareem and Russell and them did it in the 60s with Ali and all of them. You know what I'm saying? We need something like that right now.
Yeah, the summit. They did that. Yeah, the summit.
We need something like that right now. And we got people around that could be that way. Oscar Robertson, you know what I'm saying? Dr. J, you know, Kareem. We do have people that can make that possible.
It seems like you're talking about like an HBCU move.
No, I'm just talking about just influential, you know what I'm saying, leaders, you know what I'm saying? They don't have to be in the sport, they can be in other sports outside the sport, you know.
Right. So check this
prominent
out.
male.
We got oh, go ahead, bro.
You know, if you got a prominent, you know what I'm saying, figure that's known for being, you know what I'm saying, on that and not settling for nothing, then that would cut all this other conversation and this pocket watching out.
I hear you though, bro, but a lot of times, like none of those guys own institutions though, man.
No, but you look at what they put it. Look at Jordan. Jordan basically covers a map. What school do you see without a pair of his sneakers on? He can influence something. He could change something. He can tell Phil, you know,
he sponsor a lot of those teams. They got his logo on his Michigan, you know what I'm saying? A lot of teams, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He could go to Phil and be like, hey man, I don't like how this school operate, man. Take my logo up off this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, man. Let me get through this, bro. And this next one we got up here. I'm gonna let you start it off, man. Pooled media rights as part of a proposed amendment to the Sports Broadcasting Act. The bill proposes an option for SBS schools to pool their media rights collectively if 75% or more of FBS institutions vote in favor of a joint agreement. If schools choose to pool their media rights, they would be required to make their football and basketball games available without charge to viewers on a local outlet in each school destination market. No school or conference would be required to pool their media rights, however, and the Big Ten and SEC are likely to oppose pooling media rights to protect their higher revenue relative to other conferences. Trav, man, they're speaking on your conference again, bro.
Don't hate on the SEC, man. You come join us. We ain't got no problem. You come join us, man.
Yeah, but they saying y'all gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna have to share some of them TV deals. Y'all have to make them packages readily and available and free to the audience, man. Y'all all on Hulu and Amazon TV and all of that, man, making it hard for a brother to watch a game. Y'all gonna have to relax, they saying.
I mean, we got to be able to pay the coaches, the players. We got to make money.
Capitalize, man.
Yeah, that's how we've been, one of the best teams for so long. We got to get that money. It ain't fair to us because people want to see us more than anybody. So it ain't fair to us.
Yeah, Harlem, man. What's the problem?
And it seems like the Big Ten, piggybacking off you, Trav, the Big Ten is suffering that rule because they made a business move and added the Pac-10. They actually saved college football because if they'd have left it like it was, the Pac-10 would have deteriorated. Ain't nobody really looking out west no more. They right here in the stomach. They in the Midwest and the southern area. True or false?
Oh yeah.
True.
Yeah, true.
So my question to the NCAA is, how you gonna come in somebody's house and tell them how to cook when everybody around done had a plate but you, and they cool with it?
Man, I like that shit, man. What the NCAA proposed, I like it because, I mean, teams like, well, you're right, because I feel like the merger would have never happened if those players in the Pac-12 would have had TV deal, TV exposure. If they would have had exposure and all of that, they wouldn't have merged. The reason why those teams and those schools, those players and the schools merged was because of the TV rights deal that the Pac-12 commissioner wasn't trying to budge on.
But truth be told, before all of this came about, when USC was running things and they punished Reggie, which I think they should write a big ass check and apologize, you know what I'm saying? The man went and got a job. You can't lie and say that, you know what I'm saying, he took funds illegally. This man got receipts, never said a word. And y'all took his Heisman Trophy. And you know what I'm saying? From that point forward, you notice all the TV revenue, all of the flashing bulbs, everything left the West Coast. After their USC dynasty, it left the West Coast. When Vince beat them, that brought the SEC a bag. But I'm like I said, and I'll repeat this: you making all these rules, and these institutions have had long-standing contributions and bringing money into the school. And now with the NIL deal, they've tweaked it and they figured out how to do it without offending everybody. But it's always one Karen in the group. I'm upset. I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I ain't a Georgia Bulldog fan, or whatever. I do know some players. I have got to see Herschel Walker before, you know what I'm saying? But I'll go down there and get a piece of red velvet cake, not have a problem with it. The NCAA need to get off this high horse, man, and get out on the ground with the common folks, so you can see what's going on before you make all these rules and all these changes. And that's just not at one campus; that's at all of them. Y'all make it. The NCAA is a multi-billion-dollar institution, so you can't say we don't have the funds to do it, because if you got the time to sweat some shit like this, you know what I'm saying? When y'all been pocketing money all along, see, at the end of the day, the NCAA still gonna get they slice of the pie. Y'all feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I disagree, man. I just think they trying to create parity, man. That's it, man. They trying to create parity, and then they trying to monopolize on certain things, man. You know, the SEC and Big Ten, man.
If you're gonna create that, man, you gotta be fair all the way across the board.
And because the fact that, and bro, and chime in. If I say something wrong, cut me off, chime in. And for the fact that you know, those TV deals are pretty much deciding where a player wants to play. So he don't have no choice. If he want exposure, he got to go to an SEC or Big Ten team. So they trying to level the playing field.
Right. But yet still, that player has the freedom of choice. That is his decision or her decision.
He got a choice. His choice is motivated by his choice is not really a choice, bro. It's a lopsided choice, man.
You gotta look at where everybody come from. Everybody don't come from from a silver spoon house. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, if I wanted to go play for UCLA, but why would I play for UCLA or in the Pac-12 when, you know what I'm saying, when I'm not gonna get no exposure? Nobody gonna know who I am, bro. I gotta make it to the big dance in order to get exposure. You know, I gotta make it to the all the way to the college football playoffs. You gotta make it.
You might go there because you might be able to play right away. Another school that want to,
that's another factor right there.
Yeah, I might be able to play it right away, but I won't get the exposure though. That's what I'm saying.
But that's a decision that player got to make.
Yeah, but that's why they said
that's what I'm saying.
Y'all got to share them TV deals, man. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like this.
Sometimes people turn on that TV to see somebody in that Pac-12, which is no longer, or see somebody. I mean, the Big 12, or see somebody in the ACC.
I mean, it ain't our fault that North Carolina.
Yeah. Look, they turn on that TV to see Shedeur Sanders, right? He in the Big 12.
Yeah. Right.
So it ain't always the SEC player that they turn their TV on.
No, it's on whoever got the juice.
So they got to share the juice.
So that's what they gonna do.
It ain't got to be equal. It ain't got to be equally shared, but share some of the juice.
But I mean, what the station don't want to play these teams that they ain't gonna get no
right.
Good.
They ain't gonna get no ratings.
They want to. They want the ratings. They gonna get the school that people want to see.
Right, you said that shit break down their ratings, right?
The school don't look into that. But the Power 3, ABC, CBS, NBC, they want ratings. And unless you're Notre Dame, where it don't matter whether you get them or not, y'all still got that Catholic money that done that gold dome. You know, it's the same way when you get past Mason line.
Yeah, hey, last one, man. Let's wrap this up.
Not different.
Right, this is the last one, man. We almost, coming upon our first hour of the show, man. So it's saying, all right. So check this out. Earlier into a CFP. Earlier in, which this one I like right here. It says the amendment to the Sports Broadcasting Act would extend college football to protected broadcast windows from the first Friday in September to the third Saturday in December, preventing the NFL from playing games on Fridays and Saturdays during those weeks, but stipulates that the college football playoffs would be required to end no later than January 8th. You know what I'm saying? So, granted, all of this has to be passed from the House, from the Senate and the House of Representatives. So, yeah, man, I like this move. I'm gonna go first on this one. I like this one because, like me, I don't want to be waiting around to go back to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm an OTR. I work over the road or out of town a lot of time. I don't want to be sitting around for an extra couple of weeks, man. Go ahead and get that thing done during the holidays. I think it's even better for ratings to get it done during the holidays. So keep all that action together. We might get lucky. We might even get a college football championship game January 1st on New Year's. You know what I'm saying? That would be nice. You know what I'm saying? Instead of extending it and dragging it out, that would be nice. You know what I'm saying? And then that way, you know what I'm saying, we can go ahead, everybody can go ahead and focus on the next sport or the NFL or whatever. Let them go ahead and finish out their season. But I like this, bro. I like this, and have everything done by the third Saturday of the season. You know what I'm saying? Pat, what'd you say to that, man? And try you on mute.
I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Oh, you welcome back, Holly.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Trav.
Yeah, I was on. Yeah, that was a good rule to keep everything straight or whatever. But the NFL too, they have been having games like on a lot of Fridays.
Yeah.
Doing but mostly at the end of the season though. But yeah. I guess they want to make sure they stay off of that Friday, so that people will be able to watch their game instead of want to watch the NFL.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good rule.
Hey, Holly.
Yep.
What you say to this, bro?
I'm here. I think it's a good thing. I'm willing to give anything a shot. We're gonna see how it works out. If it works good, you're gonna tell within the first 2 or 3 years if it's good to go. But I'm just saying, I'm open. I'm open for that. I'm with it.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all give me y'all. I'm gonna take a break a minute or two to upload this next topic, man. Y'all hold it down 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right. Hey, Trev, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Man, what do you think about that Western Conference Finals?
Hey,
man?
hold
do you
on,
think
bro.
the league?
Hey, bro, don't jump to the next topic. We gotta finish on this one, man.
Okay.
Finish what we was talking about all together, man. Get the fans a summary, man.
Right.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah, it's basically just a bunch of rule to put a cap on niggas. That's all it is. Watching our black men pocket, trying to put a cap on it, what they can do. Like you say, they do that in the sports where our people dominate. But these other sports that our people don't really play, they don't have all them different rules.
They got to know. It's just, Now, if we see a black hockey player that's really, really good the next couple years, then you're gonna, which it can happen. It can happen. You know what I'm saying? Anything is possible, but you are